Yeah. Well, I'm always... Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride. Now the ice is gone, it's only your stride you'll be breaking, not your ankle. I wonder, or do you? This is Paul from Clitheroe. He says, I wonder if you or your listeners can give me some advice. Well, I'm always expert in my advice, and the listeners are sometimes helpful. Sometimes, but not entirely often. We are planning, says Paul from Clitheroe, we are planning on buying a sofa in the Boxing Day sales. Oh yes, because, there are no sales leading up to Christmas at all. Yeah. Wait till Boxing Day. You'll get it much cheaper if it's still there. Anyway, we are planning on buying a sofa in the Boxing Day sales, but we're worried about the dog jumping up and ruining it. Tell you what, if you've got a dog, it could ruin your sofa. If you've got a cat, it will definitely ruin your sofa, and probably within about 3 weeks. No, we are worried about the dog jumping up and ruining it. So can you or your listeners suggest something repulsive enough to keep the dog away, but not so bad as to traumatize the poor beast? By the way, can I have a signed photograph? Thank you very much indeed. Yes, we can organise both of those things for you. In the meantime, let me tell you that we have Thomas Hedon with the Record of the Week, Georgia, Alicia Keys with Santa Baby, the Album of the Week, and former Children's Laureate Dame Jacqueline Wilson choosing Tracks of Her Years. It's Radio 2, BBC Sounds app, smart speaker and 88.91 FM.
BBC News at 10 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. Union leaders have accused the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, of holding the country to ransom ahead of planned strike action by ambulance workers this week. Staff will walk out on Wednesday in a dispute about pay. They've been offered an average pay rise of just under 5%, but want an above-inflation increase. Mr Barclay has described the request as unaffordable and wants union leaders to make sure there's sufficient cover for emergency care on Wednesday. Saffron Cordray runs NHS Providers, which represents health trusts in England. She says patients should follow the usual routes if they require healthcare.
If someone has a life and limb emergency, they should call 999. And if it's not that kind of emergency, they will be told to seek different advice. If they think that they've got the kind of emergency where they would usually call 111, then they should do that, or they should consult a GP or a pharmacist. They must use the usual routes available to them.
A new deal to protect nature has been agreed at a UN biodiversity summit in Canada. The plan will put 30% of the planet under protection by the end of the decade. There will also be targets for safeguarding ecosystems such as rainforests. Addressing the conference and its Chinese president, the Canadian Environment Minister, Stephen Guilbeault, described the agreement as historic.
Tonight, Mr. President, together, we take a bold step forward to protect nature, to protect the air that we